described Carl as a bald little mank twat.
Nice.
Carl was going, brilliant. Is that allowed? Is that alright?
Yeah.
Bless him, bald little mank twat is back on the 3rd, isn't he?
Well, if there's one thing that magazine's
Well,
good
was
at,
he
it's
suggesting you
accuracy.
can't be regionalist?
What?
Was he suggesting you can't be regionalist? Was that allowed?
No, I just think it's a familiarity of, it's just because we call him a bald little mank twat, that a national magazine can say that. Oh, bless his little round head. Wonder what he's doing now. He's sitting in the ash, reading his, reading his Rich Hall book. Yeah, he spent a week when he went to, where was it? St. Lucia. He spent a week, right? Throwing sand at crabs.
Yeah. I don't think they've even got crabs, have they, over there?
No, I don't know
nothing.
what he's gonna do. What is he gonna do? Suzanne, what is she gonna do?
He's gonna be whinging.
But it's sort of like, Carl must be like a kid, you must like sit him in front of a video while you go and make the dinner or something.
Yeah.
It must be a nightmare taking a pet. Has she got a little harness for him?
To be fair though, Rick, I mean, I can't imagine you're much better on holiday. I've always wondered what that must be like. Because you always need an audience. You've always got to have someone around that you can perform for, drop your trousers for.
Annoy,
just generally sing and dance about. And, you know, Jane's seen it all. She's bored of you. So what, do you just do this to other people on the beach? Holiday makers, it is me. You can't believe you're not, Ricky Gervais. What, do you want me to do the dance?
Do you want me to annoy you?
Yeah, exactly.
I can annoy you for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Because then I'll get bored myself. I'll tell you what, I want some ads, and after that, the Fairy Tale of New York.
Oh.
Hoax, featuring Kirsty MacColl and A Fairy Tale of New York. Brilliant, on XFM 104.9.
That's the song I think that single-handedly keeps Shane MacGowan in gin for another year.
It must do
Just
well
about
though,
keeps-
but
I'm sure it does.
I absolutely love it. I still love it. I saw it on Top of the Pops too. And it's just brilliant. I mean, he wasn't great at miming, but it didn't bother me.
Sure.
It was miming to a different song, probably.
Yeah, in his head. It was great.
I had a little visit in the week, Rick. I think you missed out. A little Christmas visit from, I know he's a friend of yours. He's a friend of he's a friend of the nation.
Go on.
TV illusionist Darren Brown.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's bought a new pad.
Yeah.
And, he just came around to tell me about it.
Yeah.
And, it's interesting because,
Somewhere to keep his guns.
Exactly. And, I can never know kind of how much, you know, he's just playing with your mind, experimenting. But he was telling me about the place, and
Does he say
apparently...
he loves you?
he's got a B-day. In the house. Now, we were discussing B-days because...
Never understood that.
I've never got my head around it. To this
He's
day,
not meant to.
Well, no. But I've never... I don't think I've ever met anyone who's used a B-day.
Oh, Darren Brown does. He's known as the cleanest arse in Modern Magic.
Yeah.
Shiny arse, they call him.
But we were chatting about it, I don't really know... To be truthful, I don't really know how you use them. I don't know...
Well, I assume you just sort of go over it and let...
But do you face the wall with your knees on the tiles?
No,
or do you
I
face
think
away
you
from the wall?
No, it's sort of like you just... I don't...
And
no.
you know it's got the little
Do you
nozzle.
sit on it, or do you sort of hover above it?
Do you
I
hover
feel-
above it and just splash things onto them?
No, it's a little jet, isn't it? It does it for you, doesn't
But
it?
is there a jet? This is what I'm wondering. Is there a jet of water that goes up the crap?
It's like it's a drinking fountain
That's
you used to
what
have
I'm
in school.
thinking, yeah.
Which I remember Mr. Mellows used to embarrass himself every time. I go, no, he's in the middle of playground, Mr. Mellows.
Yeah.
It's not a B-day.
We're not at your French, you know, cottage again.
Yeah. I don't. B-day sounds French.
I'm assuming it's French.
After, you know, they're probably so embarrassed about just like squatting over a hole.
Yeah.
They go, well, at least we can clean it.
Are they? Because I haven't been to France for years. But are they still persevering with the
They're
public
still
toilets?
going
Just
with
a hole in the
They're still
ground?
I mean, I think they have got...
Has a single Frenchman travelled anywhere else in the world?
Yeah,
and
goes,
seen that now?
This
you
is
can actually
uncomfortable. I know, my trousers go
You go
down
to
that...
Delhi, and I think there's proper decent porcelain.
I know. I can't believe it. I think they have got the flush ones now, mainly for the tourists.
Sure, yeah.
But I've never really understood that.
But it's not, you don't go in, it's not like because they're literally crapping into an open sewer, aren't they? That's the French approach to the public lavatory. Do they have the bidet next to the hole?
No, the toilet is a toilet, isn't it?
Right.
But it's just like... It's sort of like it's like going in the bottom of a shower with a big hole at the bottom. But I don't know...
And do you I mean, again, not wishing to get graphic, but do you use the bidet instead of the toilet paper? Is it used in conjunction with, or
I mean,
instead
do
of?
you know what? I've honestly, never used a bidet.
Because it's not really a working class thing, is it, the bidet?
No, but, well, it sort of came in with sort of like, purpose-built houses, didn't it? They sort of like shot up all over the no pun intended, all over the sort of 70s. You know what I mean? It was like in Salmon Pink, there was toilet, sink and bidet.
Yeah,
We won't
yeah,
be
yeah.
using the bidet.
Exactly.
Fill it with ice, put some beer in that.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
none of my friends washes their arse.
There are people who refuse to touch their, the hole with the hands, and they only use a bidet. So if they're at a party and there's no bidet,
Well, Carl don't like feeding his bollocks for cancer, because he says he doesn't like the texture of them.
sure.
Well, so I mean, so he'd probably love a bidet if he didn't
But
have
are
to
there
go.
kind of upper-class women who just waddle into the dining room at sophisticated trousers around their ankles going, where's the bidet? It's filthy.
Where's the bidet?
I don't know what
We
was-
use the paper. The what?
I think the fish was off. I'm going berserk up there. What?
Get me a bidet.
Yeah, why don't you lie on the floor?
Or I am climbing into the sink and turning the tap upside down. That's the only way I can do it.
Yeah.
Bidet. Thoughts on bidets?
Have you ever used one?
Well, no, you told me all this, but you still haven't got to the bottom of how you use them.
No, I
I don't know.
I
you
don't know how
what-
to use it.
Do they come? You need to ask Darren Brand. Does it come with like instructions, like a flat pack
I
kit
think
or
you're supposed
something?
to know.
about-
I think you're supposed to, if you've bought a bidet, the assumption is you know how to use it.
Imagine someone installing it and going, there you go, there's a bidet. Go, can you show me how to use it? Well, you like this? Well, no, let's go to the toilet first. Do the whole thing, otherwise I won't know in
I'll
context.
just sit here in the corner, that's fine.
Okay.
Do
well,
you,
just,
do you read a magazine when you're normally going? Or
Well, I
what
might do, but I mean, I don't really want to do it with you here, but how will I know?
Exactly. I need to know how you transport yourself from the lavatory to the bidet.
Remember when we were trying to offer Carl money to have a shower with Johnny?
Yeah.
That's a
Just
weird
some of the
thing to-
highlights of the year.
That's a weird thing to do.
Yeah.
We nearly had him there, and then he didn't want us to watch.
Yeah.
We said, well, how will we know that you've done it or not?
Yeah.
He went, you are definitely bent. That's his conclusion. What we got lined up?
Well, hang on, let's just say, if anyone's got any idea sort of how to use a bidet, maybe...
Any idea for anything to talk about on this show?
Well, that doesn't involve crapping. Or
Yeah,
farting.
we've done that.
Yeah.
We haven't done Little Chinese Fellas or the Gays yet. That's still to come in the second hour.
Ian.Camfield@xfm.co.uk if you've got any thoughts on bidets or just, lavatories generally. Richard Ashcroft on XFM, Check the Meaning. I think it was out this year and we enjoyed it, so we
I
played
certainly had a thought then that, someone like Richard Ashcroft, who's really cool. I mean, I think one of our greatest rock and rollers, really. He writes great tunes, does great albums. The Verve, already in history. I just suddenly thought of him listening to this and thinking, I wish they wouldn't play my songs because I don't want to be associated with that drivel.
it. Yeah.
Most people get a buzz out of it, get it on the radio. Do you think people say, don't let Gervais and
Guilty by
Jackson-"
association.
Do you know what I mean? I love that song. I love Check the Meaning. I thought it was a lovely song. And he's thinking, they're going to sandwich it to been talk about little gay Chinese fellas and bidets.
Yeah.
And it's going to make me look
What worries
bad.
me, Rick, is that there were, if we had to draw up some kind of list of artists who would allow us to play their songs, it's going to be such a short list. Gary Glitter, it's just going to be a few people who, are slightly more shameful than us.
I just thought of something. There are 1 billion people in China, and I assume it's the same percentage of homosexuality occurs, as it were, that to 1 billion, 1 in 10, that means there's 100 million little gay Chinese fellas running around.
Richard Ashcroft, if you're listening, I apologise for that last...
Think about it. John Lennon, you okay? War is over. I heard a DJ in the week, I won't say who it was, but sort of like a cheesy sort of housewife choice DJ, and he played that, and he went, weird one that, isn't it? What do you think of that the first time you heard it? Strange one. John Lennon, Yoko Ono, war is over. Here's the moment at least out there. I love that!
Oh.
What does he mean?
That's exactly what I want from a DJ. That
Yeah.
kind of insight.
We were talking before the break about how many little Chinese fellas there are.
Yeah.
Billions.
An awful lot of them.
Brilliant, good, more the merrier.
Are you familiar, Rick, with the scary fact, I don't know, Camford, if you're aware of this, and
Go
it's
on.
chilling. I don't know where I've heard this from, but apparently, and this is kind of legend, I didn't just make this up, this is well known, that if all the Chinese people in China, right, no, come on, if they all jumped up and down at the same time, apparently, this is what they say, apparently it would cause a tidal wave
that would wipe out America.
that would destroy America.
I love the idea of coordinating that.
Brilliant. Well, I like the idea, firstly, they don't need weapons of mass destruction, they don't need nuclear weapons,
No.
because they got that
They
threat
can't have one
constantly.
that. You can't count
No.
a tidal wave as a weapon of mass destruction.
jumping.
Tony Blair could send in sort of people, UN people going, look out for anyone jumping.
Exactly.
You know,
All they need is an immense sort of skipping rope,
Oh yeah, once a little fella in Japan holding
Yeah,
one end,
exactly.
little fella in Russia holding the other.
Exactly, yeah.
And they go, on your marks, you'd have a lot of coordination over that one little...
Maybe like someone like Mr. Motivator, kind of coordinating it all from the
Yeah,
top of the
yeah.
wall, sort of
Yeah.
looking down.
The Chinese equivalent.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah. That would be...
Because I think that's why they built the wall. I think that's why they built the
To
Great
jump
Wall.
off the wall.
Exactly, they just climb on that wall. That's the way it's there. That's the threat.
And that's why America started the space race.
Yeah.
Because you can see it from space.
Exactly.
So they go...
They're up there monitoring
This is
constantly.
Eagle to Houston. There's lots of little Chinese fellas about to jump.
Yeah.
This is Houston. Are they wearing them
We just need
lampshade
to
hats?
confirm they're Chinese. Are they wearing those? Are they wearing those comical hats that look a bit like a lampshade?
They
Yes,
are. They are. We just have to confirm they're Chinese.
Because if I was the leader of China, what is the name of it? What is it? Is he the king of China?
We're so ill-educated, aren't
Is
we?
it the king of China? The
It's
czar
not
of China?
King, is it? What is it?
Is Chairman Mao still there? Is he
It's
still
chairman someone. Chairman someone else probably. The new chairman. I
Or
don't
chairwoman, don't be sexist. And,
Actually, you know when I said there's a billion people in China, so there's 100 million little gay Chinese fellas.
Yeah.
Someone phoned up to say half of them are women.
yeah. Well, of course.
Yeah.
Straight on the phone with that.
Well, I meant little lesbian fellas or little gay fellas.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't being sexist.
But if
I'm
I
just
was-
saying there's probably 100 million little gay Chinese people.
What worries me, Rick, is if I was the premier of China, or if it was some of the people I went to
Is
school
it
with.
premier?
Oh, whoever it is, the king of China. If I was the king of China, right? Isn't he the king of China and king and I? Or is that he's somewhere else, isn't he?
That's Siam, isn't it?
I don't know.
We're
Is that not,
rubbish, aren't we?
is that not in China?
We're not.
Where's Siam, then?
We're not. It's Ceylon now, isn't it? I don't know. Or was that? Oh my God! Someone educated listening must be tearing their hair
Yeah,
out,
screaming
listening
at
to three buffoons
But listen,
in a room.
if I was the king of China, let's assume he's the king of China.
Okay, yeah, you'd be tall.
But you know when sometimes you've had a few drinks, whatever, you know, I mean, I'm sure you've done that thing where you order a pizza for someone, you know, a mate or whatever, or send a taxi round to their house, something like that.
Yeah.
What I do is I just phone up George W. Bush and go, seriously, mate, you better send some stuff over, money and that, and
Yeah.
videos, because seriously, they're all outside now. 1, 2,
Yeah.
you know, and you can freak them out. It'll be
Send us
brilliant.
some knives and forks, because I am fed up with these sticks.
Yeah.
It's
I
ridiculous.
don't know why we're still sticking with them.
I can't pick up the tiniest little bit of chicken.
It's crazy.
It's rubbish.
Yeah.
Send us some cutlery.
I'm having a nightmare eating yogurt.
Oh dear. This is 104.9 Racist FM.
Absolutely.
Jonah Louis. Should we apologise for that?
Not at all, no.
That's all right, innit?
Stand by it, yeah, it's
That was
good.
his follow-up to You'll Always Find Me in the Kitchen at Parties.
Yeah.
One of my favourite lyrics. She was into French cuisine, but I ain't no cordon bleu. Brilliant.
Yeah, looking forward to playing that in the new year.
What happened to B.A. Robertson?
Don't
He
know.
knocked it off. I was standing in the corner and the ball came across. What was the other one he did?
I don't know. We're not as old as you.
Oh no.
This is all gobbledygook to us.
XFM 104.9. That's
Yeah.
Jonah Louis.
Yeah, you're not listening to classic gold. Amazingly.
I've still got my own teeth. Right.
I think, Rick, I was the subject of a Christmas con in the week.
What, you mean you bought something for £4, then saw it for £4, £3.90 as you walked home?
That would make me livid.
Because I've seen you
Oh.
really livid.
I'm absolutely furious. When I bought my PlayStation, I saw I could get it for £5 cheaper down the road. I was absolutely
And you'd
fuming.
already walked to about 19 places,
Oh, God,
I remember.
yeah.
I actually left you after about an hour.
Yeah.
Can you
No, I
work it
do.
out?
I'm furious because I got to get a bargain. I hate the feeling that I'm being ripped off.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this, I'm loving online shopping. Oh, the savings I'm making, Rick.
Really?
It's crazy.
Really?
Getting 15, 20 quid off some things.
Is it really?
Oh, amazing.
But these things, I might point out, I like Jaguars and, you know, yeah, Mitsubishi cars.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it's worth shopping round.
No,
for.
this was not so much a con. It was a con, but it wasn't so much one of those just a missed bargain.
Yeah.
Doorbell rings, answer it. It's a couple of girls. They must have been 13 or 14, maybe. Now, I've always had a problem with teenagers. I'm intimidated by teenagers.
In case they call you a dork or something.
Well, I mean, I told you before, I was walking down the street once, and there's two guys coming towards me. I mean, real losers. Do you know what I mean? Glasses, the spots, greasy hair. Do you know, really pathetic. And I was sniggering to myself. I was thinking, look at those losers. And as I passed them, I heard one of them look at me and say to his mate, look at that geek. I was furious. I was thinking, I'm allowed to call you a nerdlinger, but gee, I didn't expect it back. I was really furious and, like, upset. And so, as I say, these teenagers are at the door, and they were quite aggressive, quite aggressive girls. And they had a piece of A4 paper, and they went, we're doing a sponsored thing.
Yeah.
But I didn't quite catch what it was they were doing that was sponsored. I think they sort of fudged it. They went, we're doing a sponsor.
Oh, yeah.
And I went, right. And they went, do you want to sponsor us?
Boy, they picked on the wrong person.
I was a bit intimidated. I don't know why I said no. I was worried maybe it was part of some kind of, you know, hidden camera show, you know.
Yeah.
And, so I said, yeah, all right, I'll sponsor you. So they handed me this form, and I always thought you were supposed to have quite an official-looking form for any sponsorship thing. But this was literally a piece of A4 torn out of a notepad.
It was the back of a Gareth Gates poster.
Exactly.
And, with some blue tack on it.
Yeah, well, and it said, and I looked at it, and I didn't really absorb it, but it had things like, you know, Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Smith, you know, £5.
Yeah.
And then no one's actual address, just Finchley Road, you know, nothing too specific.
Yeah.
So I wrote my name on, and, put down £3. 'Cause a lot of people were giving fivers, but I thought, you know, I'm not made of money, it's Christmas. I've got to buy gifts and stuff.
Yeah.
So I
Gave him a fiver and asked for change.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, I gave them £3. I said, I'll get sponsor you for £3. Best of luck. And they went, can we have the money? And I said, well, aren't you supposed to do the thing? And the woman the girl just looked at me, she just went, no. So I gave her £3.
But
And
what
off they
difference
won.
does it make?
Well, I'm assuming, though, that it's not going to any charity. It's no sponsored
But I
thing
know,
at all.
but then I'm not being funny. The charity that it's not going to, you wouldn't have given to it anyway.
It's true enough.
So all that's happened is you're £3
But
down.
I'm £3 down.
Yeah, but if it would have gone to charity, it'd be £3 down. The fact that it hasn't gone to charity doesn't matter because you wouldn't have given it to charity.
Yeah, but
So-
if it had gone to charity, Rick, I'd have felt a little bit superior, a little bit smug. That would have kept me going for another 6 months. Whereas now it's just gone to a couple of weeks off the street, you know, who are scamming people. Possibly old people, Rick, and that's who I feel sorry for. They've not got a great deal of money. That's why I'm not worried about myself. I've got a bit of cash. What about the old people?
Yeah. Although you are £3 down, which probably still hurts, doesn't it?
It's still stinging. That's why I just like to tell you now, get off your chest. It's an
Merry
emotional
Christmas.
thing, yeah.
Just be careful. What?
If you're living up in North London, be careful. There's 2 girls that are going around. I expect, you know, they might come to your door.
But they
Be
might
wary.
be genuine.
No, I don't think so.
No.
They were common. They were very common. Do you know what I mean?
Was the giveaway things like, you know, Santa Claus had given £10,
Exactly.
Tony Blair had given £1?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I think you were conned, mate.
Yeah.
Right. Won't Get Fooled Again by The Who. Ian, I'm going to ask your expert opinion. Is that not one of the greatest rock songs of all time?
Yeah, if you'd have played the proper version of it.
I know, but it's 6.5 minutes, and we usually do, but we just thought, you know, it's Christmas, people want to, you know, have him and more Jonah Louis.
Yeah, but we could have played like the full 8 minutes rather than making the show sound like strolling round your local Asda with the Christmas songs with a little bit
That,
more
to me,
racism.
sounds like
put in.
fighting talk. You want a rock challenge, Camfield. You can't handle the truth. I'm gonna rock this out the last 40 minutes.
Can we put Keith Moon in the monolith?
I was going to ask you. He's my favourite drummer of all time. Will you go along with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we got Lemmy and Keith Moon.
Yeah.
Are we making up a kind of super rock band here?
Oh, we could do. We could make up a super rock band.
That's far too passé. Just call it the Monolith of Rock. It sounds more stupid.
Okay. So we got Lemmy and Moon.
Yeah.
We need 3 more. So we need 2
No, we
more
need 2
Pillars of
more
Rock,
on the
and then
over-
one to stand astride it, like the Metal Angel of Death.
Now, Ian, you've hung out with some of the big rock names, haven't you?
Yeah.
No, I'm not going anywhere with this. I'm intrigued. Tell me some of the people you've hung out with. You've hung out with Maiden, have you?
I've hung out
You
with
love
Maiden.
Maiden, don't you?
I've been
That's
I've been flying with Bruce Dickinson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And have you? I
It
mean,
only took us 3 attempts to land at Gatwick a few weeks ago.
but I don't know much
Really?
about you, Ian. Are you someone who lives the rock and roll excess lifestyle? Are you kind of drink and drugs? Is that your thing?
I like to be kind of, you know, on the edge, having a look at what's going on inside.
Right. I don't quite know what that means.
Well, yeah,
It's the way they talk, Steve.
Well, I mean, you know, because I mean, some of those rockers, they're hard-living boys. Can you keep up with them? Do you know, you up till 4 in the morning?
Oh, 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
4 in which
Hey,
morning?
Daddy, oh man, we're going out about 4 in the morning. Carl reckons the gays go out late.
Yeah.
His favourite song is "The Killing of Georgie," right? And he went, "Yeah, but would it have happened if he'd have been, you know, going out a bit earlier?"
Yeah. Well, no, fair point.
Yeah.
Is that song time specific then?
No, but he reckons he probably got because he was out late.
Oh, right, okay.
He said there's one that works here. Sometimes he doesn't go out till midnight.
But, you know, I imagine you a little bit like that little boy in the film Almost Famous, when you're on tour with the rock legends. Do you know what I mean? You're like, you know, the little kid there, and maybe the doors are being closed in your face, are they, as they go berserk?
Yeah,
in there with the groupies?
when I started, yeah, okay, yeah, but now, you know, I insist I
I
have...
see you as one of theirs.
Yeah, access all areas laminate, you know, I mean, I can enter venues now with a big bottle of Jack Daniels, I don't get stopped.
Yeah. And
Really?
but seriously, have you, without naming names, obviously, what excess have you seen? Have you witnessed anything? Or have people calmed down now? Are these rockers clean living now?
Depends who you're talking about.
Sure.
Yeah.
Is there anything going on like the days of you know, Ozzy and Motley Crue?
I haven't seen, I haven't seen any red snappers, like with Jimmy Page. Do you know that story of mine? I can't talk about it then,
the fish?
forget about that, yeah.
Oh, is it disgusting?
Yeah, well, yeah.
But is it
no,
worse
no.
than talking about B-days and Ricky's farts?
Kind of.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I know. You wouldn't want the instruction manual as to what happened with the red snapper, like
Right.
you do with the B-Days.
Sure.
God.
But don't, as I say, don't name names. Obviously, you know, there's a sort of client, you know, doctor confidentiality or whatever that you...
Yeah, well, I saw...
we know there's no one listening.
Yeah,
So it won't go further than the studio.
I saw a member of a very big band play the Astoria recently, and they turned up at the Astoria about 15 minutes before they were going on stage, right? And someone said to them, "Is it good to be playing the Astoria?" To which he turned around and went, "Oh, right, are we in London?"
Really? Oh, dear.
And this person then
It
managed to
wasn't
play...
Daniel O'Donnell, was it?
I can only think of the Libertines. No, that's not a very big, huge band, is it? No.
No, bigger than that. bigger
Yeah,
than that.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What other rock and roll excess do you want? Oh, I was told once that if you stay up for 2 days, the best thing to do is eat some yogurt. This is just like we're going to having tips now.
Sure.
Yeah, you know. So if that's apparently the best thing at the end of the excess, you need some yogurt. So always keep some in the fridge.
Yeah.
And chopsticks are no good.
No,
What's up
it's
with
fine,
that?
it's
Yeah,
fine.
so don't, whatever you do, don't go on a bender in China, because otherwise you'll be screwed, right?
No, there's no benders in China. Oh, there are. There's about 100 million.
Yeah. Another tune that I enjoyed this year, Rick. I don't know what your thoughts are on it. I'm fascinated to find out.
Loving it. Loving it.
Jay-Z and Farrell and Frontin.
What do you think, Canfield? Darkness #1?
Yeah, well, they cheated, didn't they? Because they went and did their signing at HMV yesterday, so they could get in like an hour of extra sales.
What is
Just
that
so
cheating
they
though?
Well, you know, I don't know. Well, I suppose Gary Jules could have turned up at Virgin down the road, couldn't he? And
Yeah.
you know. Okay, well, then in that case, they're
that
going.
deserves to be sort of #1 because at least it's potentially a sort of evergreen sort of Slade type classic, and they are the biggest sort of band around at the moment.
Canford, what are your thoughts? You love rock. What do you make of The Darkness?
It's all right. They've been around for a while now.
Sure.
You know, another year maybe.
But they're all the ingredients of everything you like, I imagine. They've got a bit of glam, they've got a bit of Queen, they've got a bit of AC/DC. It's all in there. You've got a bit of Bruce Forsyth. You know what I mean? He's funny. They're a good fun band, aren't they?
Yeah, they're
I mean,
all
they're
right.
essentially just too close to novelty. But then so was Slade, in a way. Slade have only got this credibility resurgence in retrospect. At the time, they were a pop band that essentially were for teenagers and thugs.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure Canfield's going to be championing Slade, though, up there in the same way that he champions The Maiden.
But you got to appreciate what Hold has done, surely.
Yeah, I appreciate what Holder's done, but they only became cool, didn't they, when Oasis covered them?
Yeah. I mean, I genuinely always liked Slade, and I've still got a soft spot for him. But
Yeah.
The Darkness, we'll have to wait and see.
At least the Darkness weren't as irresponsible for the kids of today, though, because the amount of spelling mistakes that Slade were responsible for at school in the 70s
With
must
the
be
Zs,
atrocious.
putting the Zs in.
Rubbish.
Ian, I'm gonna have to ask you for our third pillar of rock before the ad break.
Right, well, we need, who have we got? So we've
We've got Lemmy and Moon.
Right, okay. I think we need to put in, we need a guitarist in there. We should maybe put in Keith Richards. I'm a little bit worried about the health scare, because the kind of air pollution around any venue that this band might play, with, like, Lemmy and Keith Richards there,
Yeah,
you know.
especially-
See, I'm surprised at Keith Richards, because I would have thought it was heavy enough for you, but the Stones have done enough to get in the annals of rock.
Yeah.
Okay, let's play some ads.
Quick question. Do you actually speak like this, Ian?
What?
You don't
This
actually
is
talk-
it.
This is your real voice.
This is real
isn't it?
voice, yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Do your daytime sort of voice, the X-list voice. Say it's fast. It's just coming up to 2:20 on XFM 104.9. After the break, we've got Feeder. Say that.
It's just coming up to 2:20 on XFM 104.9. These are the ads.
Trouble with that song is, don't know about it. It could sound like he's saying something to do with Bell Ends.
Well, yeah.
What?
Heaven forbid.
What? You think you meant that?
Did he?
Probably.
No.
That's The Darkness on XFM 104.9.
Bellend.
Yeah.
What other rude words are there?
Cock.
Yeah, that is rude.
Yeah.
Especially at Christmas.
Especially at Christmas, yeah.
It's a time for families.
I know. Now listen, time for family. Now, Ian,
Yeah.
who is your fourth? We need a lead singer in this mega group, the monoliths of rock.
Who we got? Lemmy, Keith Richards.
We've got Keith Richards on guitar. We've got Lemmy on bass.
Yeah.
We've got Keith Moon on skins.
Right. Some terminology coming out there. Yeah.
Who's doing the Vox? Who's given Golden Tonsils Award?
Robert Plant.
He's gone for Plant. He's
Yeah.
gone for Plant.
A lot of Trav names there.
There is the group. The lineup is Moon, Lemmy, Richard, Plant. Okay. Now, our competition, Steve. Name that group. What's
Okay.
the best, heaviest rock name ever?
Sure. this is obviously not a name that already exists.
No.
Okay.
My
Any
mate of
thoughts
mine
yourself?
came up with, I think it was, Brain Hammer. which I like. Velvet Nazi 666.
Sure.
So we want the heaviest, most mental piece of death metal, head-banging, bleeding out your brains rock. Axe Attack. Okay?
Please welcome to the stage, Christ on a bike.
Please welcome to the stage. Oh, look at you!
That would be great.
Yeah.
That would freak out the metalers.
Yeah. Cheeky.
Yeah.
Oh, now listen. They need a manager. They need someone who could introduce them. They need someone to stand astride them. Who is the leader now? Who is the king of all that rocks?
Well, it's obviously Tommy Vance, isn't it?
Do you know what worries me, Rick? We've said Vance a lot today. I'm wondering if the kids today, do they know Tommy Vance? Are they
What do you think
familiar
that,
with
Ian?
If they don't know, they shouldn't be listening.
him? Okay. Fair enough.
So, Vance is their manager. He needs to, they're on at Wembley. He's got them on at Wembley. They're the greatest rock band of all time. We need the name. Please welcome to the stage. What are they called?
We'll,
Phone in, email in, and the prize, we're gonna get some...
We'll rummage through the bins as Carl normally does.
some old tat like Carl does,
We'll
some
dig something in.
VHSs, some CDs, greatest air guitar
Peter
ever.
Max.
Yeah.
Do we need to give out the numbers and
Well,
stuff?
can email,
Don't get
can't
them
they?
to phone in. You don't want to talk to him, Ian, seriously.
No, you don't want to, you know when, what's his name says to Agent Starling as she's going to meet Hannibal, don't let him inside your head.
Yeah.
Don't talk to the listeners, Ian.
Exactly, it's very much the same
Please
thing.
I'm a bit
talk
concerned that my email's going to be besieged by people sending you links to how to clean out the B-Day.
Well, that's all right.
The week.
But
Nature
what's
of the
the most mental, head-bleeding, banging, brain hammer operation this band can be called? Call in.
Rick, because it always amuses me if you, I mean, I know it's cruel to put you on the spot, but so some of your former band names have always amused me.
Well, the worst. The worst one? Right, I'll just leave this.
Ricky's had a number of bands over the years. What was the...
The worst one. Ready? Get ready to play that record because I don't want any aftermath.
No, hang on, before you tell me, what was the one? Because these pictures of you, like when you're New Romantic, keep on being published.
That was Shauna dancing.
Yeah, but someone...
That's pretty bad.
But someone told me, they were like, oh, ask him about when he tried to be Bon Jovi. Can you imagine such a thing?
I know the name you're thinking of. Right, here we go. Play the record. Immediately I say this. Ready? For Sacred Hearts. Play a record.
Blair on XFM 104.9. I forget the name of that track, but it's good.
Good song.
Thanks very much. Oh, good song.
Yeah.
Oh, right. I just thought you were complimenting
giving
me.
his opinion. Right,
Yeah.
go on.
The what?
Are we still on the air?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Merry Christmas.
We got someone on the line.
Oh, right, he's here.
Who's that?
Ricky,
Yeah, go on.
it's Jonathan. How are you?
Good. It's only TV's Jonathan Ross.
Ross, turn your radio down, you idiot.
I'm here. I like to. I haven't got a radio on. What are you talking about?
We can hear the feedback.
Well, I haven't got it. It's not my fault. It's your incompetent radio station.
And also, didn't you hear we said don't call him, we don't want to speak to the listeners? Are you,
I'm not a listener. I'm a visitor to your shores. I'm special. You know that full well.
I know you're special, right.
Yeah, exactly.
What, you got a name for the band?
Yeah, you ready?
Yeah.
Blump. Blump. B-L-U-M-P. I tell you for what, you can't have a normal word. If it's the monolith band of all time, if it's the B, you can't have a regular word. It doesn't make sense. How can you have a regular word? All these ideas you've come up with are rubbish. You need a word which only stands for that one thing. No one's heard it before. No one will use it again. Blump.
I can't help but feel that that's a more appropriate name for maybe one of Ricky's bands.
I love seeing that picture of him in that band. You see it everywhere these days. He was like a girl. He was like a little girl in a suit. It's like a little dyke at a wedding. What was that?
It's got to be the kettle calling the pot black, surely.
I've always got nothing but 100% heterosexual. We're not sure about. There's not anything wrong with it. I know that, but look at you.
I actually had to get that in. There's not anything wrong with it. I'm Jonathan Ross. Oh dear. I was thinking the other day, right?
Oh, yeah?
You, at the Comedy Awards,
Yes, sir.
you didn't half say some awful things about poor celebrities, poor has-been celebrities with coke addictions and fat lips and faces that where surgery's gone wrong and everything. And when they're on the show, they're going, "Oh, you look lovely."
Yeah,
oh,
I'm nice to them.
Good.
Well, I'm nice to them to their face, but obviously when I'm not with them, I like to let my true feelings be known. What's wrong with that? That's how everyone
Well, I'll tell you what, you can get anything off your chest you want on this show. Any celebrities you want to talk about?
There's no one listening.
Yeah, it's just between me and you.
A lot of people listen. They listen to my show, and after they've had a few hours of, good laughs, they like something bland to just cool them down afterwards. So they flip over. We know this happens.
Did you mention my DVD on your radio show?
You know what? I forgot to. I forgot to mention it.
Christ!
I meant to mention by the office, but I forgot to mention it. And then I thought afterwards, it's not like he needs the cash, is it? It's not like he needs it. It's not like it is, but he's probably earned more money in a shorter space. You're like a lottery winner, and you've got about as much taste. You're like one of those burglars who's won the lottery.
I am. I'm dressed like an Albanian window cleaner at the moment.
Burglar from Reading who won the lottery, and now he's fritting it away on what?
I do feel sorry for my neighbours. I've moved into a really nice place. I feel like it's the hillbillies.
No, it's nice he's moved in though, because it's nice. He's given them something to sort of talk about behind your back. You've united the whole block.
Right, go and play with some Japanese wind-up toys now.
I'm going home to play Mario Double Dash with my son. It's going to be a good afternoon.
I phoned you once after I finished my show. It was about 5 minutes past 3.
Yeah.
And I don't mind if I said, how you doing? You went, it's brilliant. You said, this is what you said. You went, everyone's out, Jane's taking the kids out, I've already masturbated twice, and I'm playing with a new Japanese toy.
I'm masturbating now.
Yeah, Kings of Leon, Wasted Time on XFM 104.9. Sorry, I was sidetracked there by just some of the band names.
And now listen, I want to put in 2 of my own. I want to win that pile of tat out there, right? I've got 2 names here, okay?
We should just remind people in case they've just tuned in.
Oh yeah, Ian Canfield has chosen his mega band of all time. He's got Keith Moon on drums, he's got Lemmy on bass, he's got Keith Richard on guitar, he's got, who have you got singing?
Robert Plant.
Robert Plant, and their manager is Vance. But he needs to announce them at Wembley Arena. They're already sold out. They're at #1 in the album charts. They're the greatest rock band of all time. And I've got 2 suggestions.
Okay.
What about this?
Please welcome to the stage.
Tungsten lung hemorrhage.
Yeah, good.
Yeah?
Please welcome to the stage.
God dildo.
God dildo, interesting. Nice juxtaposition there of God, the almighty creator, and a dildo. Nice use of some contrasting imagery there.
Yeah.
Powerful and topical.
Tungsten lung hemorrhage.
Yeah. We've had a couple also on the email. People didn't really include their names, but who cares? Please welcome to the stage, Balls of Steel.
Balls of Steel, yeah.
And we've had like Brain Hammer.
Yeah.
Brain Hammer's good. I
Lots
like
of
Brain Hammer.
brain-related stuff.
Quite liking the idea of tumour fish.
Tuna fish, I like.
Tuna fish is very good.
I like tuna fish.
I just wonder if there's one more contender. I don't know who this was, Ian, that phoned in with it, but possibly it's topical. Deathly Hem.
Yeah.
Deathly Hem.
It's brilliant.
Oh, it's Deathly Hem.
Please welcome to the stage, Deathly
It's
Hem.
Deathly Hem. Who's that? We've got to give it to
I don't know who that was.
Oh,
but,
well, if you came up with Deathly Hem, email again. Deathly Hem. It's the greatest name for the greatest rock band of all time. Will you please welcome to the stage, Deathly Hem. It's Golden Tonsils. Isn't it?
I was going to go see him once at the Camden Underworld about a year ago, and they had this sign up, right, saying that Graham Bonnet, who sung that song, had cancelled, right, and it said, God willing, he'll be performing tomorrow. And just in case you thought he'd cancelled because maybe no one bought any tickets, the doctor's certificate was beneath the cancellation sign.
Brilliant. Well, we've sung that a couple of times drunk, haven't we, Ian? At the top of our voice.
We have done it. It is the best ever.
Yeah, it is.
Ben has won whatever you're giving away.
Yeah,
Ben
a big
came
pile
up with
of
Deathly
crap that
Hem.
we thought, yeah, Deathly Hem.
Yeah.
I mean, if you are in a rock band, you're looking for a name, and you think you deserve that name, then, write to us. We want to know that you're really heavy, and Ian Canfield would officially hand over the deeds of the name Bethlehem.
Deathly Hem?
Deathly Hem, yeah. Deathly Hem. They only play at Christmas. You only play, like, big venues at Christmas, and it's all things about, like, fighting, like, good versus evil, and God versus the devil. And you got to write songs like that,
Yeah.
Deathly Hem on XFM 104.9.
Perhaps that the debut should certainly be a concept album based on the Nativity play.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
Nativity, yeah,
Or
that'd be
just
good.
the whole kind of Old Testament in kind of rock form.
Yeah.
With, like, we're extraordinary.
It's the battle for humanity.
Yeah.
It's called, Humanity Manatee, and it's a fight in the ocean of hell.
Yes. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. I'd like to see a serpent, maybe pictured
That'd be a
somewhere.
serpent, isn't it?
I
Track
hope there's a
4.
serpent.
Track 4.
Yeah.
Track 4. Yeah.
I think we should give massive props and suitable regards to Ian Camfield. He's come in, he's pressed the buttons.
He stood in for an idiot brilliantly.
Yeah, I
He
think
has
so.
stood in for the retarded
It's a shame
Paul.
that you've not displayed some of the usual incompetence that we've come to love and expect from Carl. It's a shame.
Okay, well,
You are the greatest DJ in the world, though. The way you sort of, like, drop
Press
these...
buttons.
But, you know...
every
you're there.
time I've pressed a button off air, Ricky's been going, oh, what great DJ.
It's great, because he ends it, he's just, no, it's just brilliant. I mean, we're lucky if we can talk